Shalom. I want to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Baruch HaKodash. Double honors to my teachers, which are the elder apostles of the great millstone who well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, coming back with another lesson. And every day you see the Lord's prophecies, come to life. We know that this word is true, and the word has the blueprint on life, all right, on man and woman. And speaking of, you got Steph Curry, all right, once again, back in the spotlight for negative reasons. Of course, behind his shameless wife that's constantly putting him to an open shame. And now you understand the prophecy, all right, Amos 7:17, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city. All right. And that's describing the women of our nation. All right, even when they try to put on that, good girl, Christian image, a woman that has morals, her true inner nature always seems to seep out. And that's what you constantly seeing with this chick, Aisha Curry. Once again, back in the headlines, are putting her husband to an open shame. All right. And basically, recently, she took an inappropriate photo, basically naked. And obviously, this woman, she's been trying to get attention, for quite some time. She figures that, she's starting to expire, she's past her prime. And, she's already, spilled out her inner true, feelings in the past. We all saw that round table discussion she had with that demon Jada Pinkett and her mother. And she pretty much exposed how, she still feels that she wants attention from other men. She wants to feel like she's desired by men outside of her marriage, men other than her own husband. So, that's prophecy, man. Thy wife shall be a harlot or a prostitute in the city. And what does it mean to be a prostitute? It means to be, it means to stand before or to be publicly exposed. And a lot of these women on social media, they take photos in certain poses and positions to advertise themselves, to market their bodies to be, desirable. These women want to be desired for pleasure. That's the only reason why they take these kind of photos, to get attention. And this woman here, she wants that same kind of attention, from from other men outside of her own husband. So this woman here, even though she's been, portrayed as this, God-fearing Christian woman with morals, who will stand, through thick and thin for her husband, she's really showing her true colors. All right. This woman is not honest at all. She wants to be a whore. She wants to be free. See? So now you can see her countenance is changing. She didn't used to do this before. But now, she's starting to, her countenance is starting to change. She's becoming more darkened. You know? And the scriptures tell you about that, man. A woman, she will she will change her countenance. She's going through them phases, man. Them demons are eating her up. You see? Now, this is the image. She put this on her social media page, so you already know why. All right. And that's inappropriate for a married woman. A woman is not supposed to disclose her nakedness, which is really her husband's nakedness, to the world. That's only for his eyes to see. But what do they promote in this world? The lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes. You know, and that's totally off. And that's what they intend to do. They intend to get other men to have the lust of the eyes, basically committing a sin. Because the Lord said, whoever look upon a woman, a married woman, to lust after her, to him, he committed adultery in his heart. And that's, with these women, they get off on that. And now you understand why it says, of the woman became the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. All right. This is when you give Eve, too much liberty. This is what she'll do. Putting this man to an open shame, man. All because she want attention. She want to be desired by other men outside of her own husband. But this is supposed to be a Christian woman. Well, that's because really Christianity is a false religion, like we're going to always repeat. All right. That religion is very destructive. It has not done anything productive, for our people. All right. Now, people on social media pointed out her hypocrisy. Says, I thought you and your husband are a Christian couple, and if you came up, in the Bible, then you would understand how a woman is supposed to behave and how she's supposed to carry herself, which most of these Christian women don't do. A lot of these Christian women, they're a bunch of feminists. They're Christian feminists. They incorporate the feminist ideals and ideologies, and they try to incorporate that with the Christian faith, and that doesn't mix. It doesn't go together. You see, but hey, it's a lot of hypocrisy, and this is what and somebody pointed out, and this is why when you post stuff on social media, understand that this is forever. Anything that you put out there, it can come back on you. That's why the scriptures say not to speak, with a double tongue. Matter of fact, and what that's to be expected with women, because women, they're fecal in nature. They'll say one thing and then they'll start to feel a certain way, and then they'll start to contradict themselves, and that's dealing with cognitive dissonance. It's all pertaining to how you're feeling at the moment. Your moods. This is Sirach 1 and 29. I'll start at 28. It says, just distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor, and come not unto him with a double heart. Be not an hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. And this chick right here, in the beginning, she was this God-fearing Christian wife, who's there, who was there from the beginning, who's going to stick with her man. She's not going to, put him to a shame. And this is what she said concerning, women, who walk around dressed like thoughts. She said this back in December of 2015 on Twitter. She said, everyone's into barely wearing clothes these days, huh? Not my style. I like to keep the good stuff covered up for the one who matters. This is the same woman who said this. And now she's taking nude photos, on the cover of, some magazine or whatever. So that's hypocrisy. Let me read that scripture again. It says, be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. And she didn't think that, they would pull out the receipts against her. So all this falls back on Steph Curry. He looks bad. It's constantly making him look bad, man. You see? And let's real quick Let's go to Sirach 25. And this is Sirach 25 and verse it's a lot of precepts in here, but I'm not going to read all of them. I'll read 17. It says, the wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. And like I said, when you look at, how she carried herself in the beginning, and how when you see her now, you can see this is, she got demons on her, man. Her countenance is totally different. You see, this is her now in these days, trying to get attention. Go from a Christian woman with morals, to a woman that's, she's fantasizing of being a thought. She probably see other, men, that they're in the NBA. She probably, sitting courtside and lusting these other athletes, these other ball players, man. And wishing and hoping that, one of those men, secretly come through and try to, you know, scoop her from her husband. This these women are wicked, man. But that's what happens in this world. And that's why, Steph, he's looking more and more like a cornball, because if she had any respect for him, she wouldn't be able to get out of line, out of pocket this often. All right. But going back, it says her husband shall sit among his neighbors. I can imagine, Steph, every time, the headlines come out, he's sitting in that locker room stressed out, shaking his damn head. They probably, some of his teammates probably, pulling up on their phone. Hey, look at your woman, bruh. What you gonna do about that, man? This is a married woman. We ain't supposed to see that. What's going on at home, bruh? And he's sitting there just sighing and shit. I gotta talk to this woman again. And sadly, because of this how society is so backwards, he can't really do nothing about it. If he come out and say something against it, oh, he's misogynistic. He's toxic, or he's, they probably start to, come with false conclusions, or he's probably, abusive with her. No, he's shaming his woman. He's insecure for having standards. Only in this world where, men can't have standards. Only women can be allowed to have standards, man. Well, that's prophecy too. A woman shall compass a man. That's a new thing the Lord created in the earth. You see? It says, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And then when you jump down to 21, it says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. Because that's what these women, they want. They want you to desire them for pleasure. So that's why they spend a lot of their time, putting their effort into their external being rather than their internal. The scriptures say favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but she that feareth the Lord shall be praised. And this woman here, she doesn't fear the Most High, or else she would reverence her husband and not put him to a shame like she's doing. Just, basically discovering her skirts, to the rest of the world. And she said it her own, her, she said it right there on Twitter 6 years ago, that she's not with that. That's not her style. It's only for her husband. Well, now she's contradicting herself, because now she's showing the goods for everybody. She following right in the footsteps of Jada Pinkett, that damn slut. She ain't no damn Christian, man. She's becoming more liberal. It says, a woman, if she maintain her husband, It's full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. All right, and that's you can tell that's happening behind closed doors. That she's really not happy, man, and he ain't happy either. But they got to put on for the world. They got to put on that image. But you already know what it is, man. That dude catching hell behind this chick. You know, she figures her looks is fading, and she wished that she would have played the harlot in her prime. You know, so she still want to know if she still got it. And I'll read. I'm gonna read a few more precepts, and then I want to read it in the GNT, the Good News translation, because you know it even reads even more interesting. All right, but let me finish this out. It says, "A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die." That's why it says, "Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad." And this is what he has to deal with now. He can't do nothing about that. Anything that he do, it will quickly, leak out to the public. Because when you're a celebrity, you can't live a private life. Things can't be kept in house. It's gonna get out there. So anything that happens, will make him look bad. He can easily risk his career over this chick, and that's fucked up, man. So he pretty much got to live with that, man. He has to deal with it. And you wonder why the Lord's gonna, take this place out. Now let me go to this and let me read it in the GNT version. This is Sirach 25, and I'll start at verse 21 in the GNT version. It says, "Never lose your head over a woman's beauty, and don't try to win a woman because she is wealthy." All right, because even though a woman can be beautiful, she could be a damn demon, and that's where a lot of men, they fall by the wayside, man. Just desiring a woman based off of her external being. You gotta, look for, you gotta judge that woman, man, based on her mindset, her character. You know, it says when a man is supported by his wife, there is sure to be anger. Because she been supporting him by his side, since before he became, you know, MVP. All right, this, he jumped into stardom. Winning all those different championships. And she's always been by his side, but that's starting to anger her that she wasting all this time not putting herself out there on the market for other men. She hate that she wasn't a whore, which her basically that her inner whore nature is starting to jump out. She's been burning. She just can't contain herself no more. She's losing discipline. It says arrogance and humiliation. And that's exactly what she's doing. She's humiliating old boy, man. People basically calling both of them out like y'all Christian couple. Yo, Steph, what's up? So he's being humiliated, But hey, and that's why when you in this world, you know, this is what happened, man. If he had the knowledge of the truth, if he was in the truth and he had these scriptures, for wisdom, then he would understand. All right. And he would, instruct his household. But dude's a cornball, he's of the world. So he doesn't have, he's not up on game, so to speak. It says a bad wife will make her husband gloomy and depressed and break his heart. Show me a timid man who can never make up his mind, and I will show you a wife who doesn't make her husband happy. Sin began with a woman, and we must all die because of her. Woo! Damn. Don't let a bad wife have her way any more than you would allow water to leak from your cistern. Man, but in this day and age, you know, you gotta let her have her way, or she won't be happy. And guess what? She could be the one to initiate divorce. She could divorce you, break it off, and then she can take half of your fortune. And that's probably part of the reason why, dude can't do nothing. He got to stick with this woman. He already got, children by her, but it'll cost more to split from her than to keep her. So this dude stuck with that, and so she get to get away with, humiliating him, you know, constantly. Well, hey, that's, a wicked woman is giving a portion to a wicked man. See? And matter of fact, let's go over to the next chapter. I'm gonna try not to, go too long with it. I'll just go to the next chapter and close out. Because if she had any respect for him, she would reverence that man. So she would, cover up her own shame. She wouldn't be trying to be seen out there. She wouldn't be trying to be noticed. She wouldn't be trying to get attention from other men. She ain't taking them photos for other women to admire. She's doing that because she wants other men to lust after her. All right, and like the scripture said, beauty is vain. As is um was it Proverbs 11? As is a precious jewel in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman that is without discretion. You see, that woman has no discretion. Okay, this is Sirach 26, and when it says the husband of a good wife is a fortunate man, he will live twice as long because of her. A fine wife is a joy to her husband, and he can live out his years in peace. That dude ain't having no peace. A good wife is among the precious blessings given to those who fear the Lord. Whether such men are rich or poor, they will be happy and always look cheerful. And now let me jump down. Yeah, here we go. 7, it says, a bad wife is like a yoke that doesn't fit. Trying to control her is like holding a scorpion. And you can just forget about, the Israelite woman. All right. You're not going to control a Western mindset. Okay. A woman with a Western mindset, no, that's not going to happen. Okay. That seed that the serpent, gave to her, that shit took root in her mind, and it sprung, so much fruit. And the fruits is what you see today, man. Instant thoughts, prostitutes, broken homes, all right, self abuse, high mileage, high STD rates, abortions. That all came from that seed. All right, feminism, women's liberation. You're not going to have any type of control over that. Now, the scriptures tell you from the beginning, you know, a woman's desire is supposed to be to her husband, and he's supposed to rule over her. But it's the total opposite now. It says a drunken woman is an infuriating sight, and this woman, she may not necessarily be, physically drunken, as far as taking in too much liquor, but she's drunken with the philosophy of the serpent, and that's why she feels like she can do, she can act in this behavior, she can do these type of things. You know, this is not what a Christian, God-fearing woman would do. And which really, she's an Israelite woman, so she's supposed to behave of that of an Israelite, which an Israelite woman is to be shamefaced. She's supposed to cover herself. But this is a shameless woman. And the scripture is going to tell you what a shameless woman is supposed to be counted as. It says, she can't conceal her shameless behavior. Out there acting all raunchy and messy. You know, being a loud and bold, showing off her body, her curves. That's shameless behavior. It says you can tell an unfaithful wife by the bold and flirting look in her eyes. You could tell, that look is in her eyes, man. She want to live like a Larsa Pippen, man. It says if your daughter is determined to have her own way, keep a close watch on her. If you don't, she'll take advantage of any chance she gets. If she is too self-willed, be on guard and don't be surprised if she disappoints you. And that don't just go for your daughter, that can go for your wife too. Amos 7:17, She'll spread her legs anywhere for any man who wants her, just as a thirsty traveler will drink whatever water is available. A gracious wife is her husband's delight. Her abilities make him a stronger man. A wife who doesn't talk too much is a gift from the Lord. Such restraint is admirable beyond words. A modest wife has endless charm. It is a quality too precious to measure. And that woman ain't modest. The beauty of a good wife in her well-kept home is like the noonday sun shining in the Lord's sky. Her beautiful face and attractive figure are as lovely as the light from the sacred lampstand in the temple. And like its gold shaft set on its silver base are her shapely legs and strong ankles. Right? There are two things that make me sad, and a third that make me angry. Well, let me skip down. Let's jump down. We're gonna go down to verse. I'll start at 22. It says, "A prostitute is like spit. A married woman who has affairs brings death to her lovers. Mm. A lawless man will get a godless wife." All right, and this dude Steph Curry, though Christian or they claim to be Christian. Well, Christianity, they practice lawlessness. It's called antinomianism. So they don't deal with the law. Okay, they just deal with hypocrisy. Okay, they show much love with their mouth, but their heart is far from the Lord. You can't be in this world and be of the Most High. The Lord said, if you love this world, the love of the Most High is not in you. You part of the NBA, you're with the world. All right. So he's a lawless dude. So of course he has a godless woman. She doesn't fear the Most High. It says, as he deserves, but a man who honors the Lord will have a devout wife. A shameless wife enjoys making a disgrace of herself, but a modest wife will act modestly even alone with her husband. All right. And you know, she does not fit this bill at all. Okay. It says a self-willed woman is a bitch, but a woman with a sense of decency honors the Lord. A wife who honors her husband will seem wise to everyone, but if she dishonors him by her overbearing attitude, everyone will know that she is ungodly. All right, everybody know that your woman is a demon, Steph. Fortunate is the husband of a good wife because he will live twice as long. A loudmouth, talkative woman is like a trumpet sounding like it's like you're sounding the signal for attack. And any man who has such a wife will spend his life at war. All right. So hey man, once again, this dude is humiliated. And hey man, a lot of you women out that are living like this, many days and years, you're gonna be troubled because you're careless. Okay, Isaiah 32. me go there real quick. Isaiah 32, starting at verse 9. And it says, Rise up, you women that are at ease, hear my voice, you careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, you women that are at ease, be troubled. You careless ones, strip you, make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. You women getting ready to catch total hell. All right? And there's not going to be any mercy in these streets. When this time comes, the love of many is going to wax very cold, and it's already happening. A lot of you women are going to be without security. There's going to be a shortage of men. You're not going to be protected, and you ain't going to be able to yell that, I'm independent. I don't need no man. You ain't going to, none of that's going to happen. You're going to humble down quickly. All right? Don't be like this chick right here, man. She's a hypocrite, and she's putting her husband to an open shame. This makes him look bad. You know? And if it wasn't for him, she wouldn't have the lifestyle she has. So she's not only a disappointment, but she's also, unthankful, man. She's ungrateful. So don't this is damn sure not an example, a good example for our women to follow. Because you got the thoughts, the Cardi B's, the Meg the Stallions, the Lori Harveys, and those type of women out there. But then you got women, that are secret thoughts. That's hiding behind that false, good girl, Christian image. Faking like you got morals. Don't be that woman either, man. Okay? And if you have a husband, reverence him, man. So anyway, I felt like I'll just do a lesson on that. And hopefully this was edifying. I'm gonna give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And until the next lesson, I say, Shalom.